You know, I hate tomato worms. Can you garden and hate tomato worms? Can you garden and hate to just like touch worms? I'm pretty sure. Because I use tongs. I used to actually do something a little bit different. I actually now do take the worms off the branches. I don't touch them. I use some kitchen tongs that I had that are rubber on the end. Now what I used to do is actually get my clippers, my snips, and I would snip off the branch that the worm was on and toss it to the chickens. I got a little bit braver this year and decided to use the tongs. We're gonna get a little bit of a garden tour. It's like summer, it is humid out this evening and it is hot. My garden needs a little bit of care. My garden needs a little bit of care. I have not been able to get out here as much as what I wanted to, but with it being summer, we've gotten rain and then sunshine and rain and sunshine. We've got some wind, and so some of the plants are kind of leaning, some of the plants are kind of blown over. Some of the rain has just like knocked them down. Some stuff is growing like crazy, and I'm just gonna go around and look. I'm gonna have to pick some tomatoes, pick some beans, pick some peppers. I just got done picking blackberries. I need to tie up my sunflowers. They're falling over from the wind, so I got lots to do this evening, but I'm gonna go feed these to the chickens and then we'll do a really quick garden tour. They really enjoy this treat. Ooh, did you see her? She totally flew up there and she snagged my tongs. Did you see that? She scared me to death. I was not expecting that. She's never done that before. Okay, so I got one more to put in there. I better like get with it and drop it. Oh my gosh, scared me. She is like running around, afraid somebody's gonna snatch her snack away. I don't know where the other one went. She must have already got hers. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. I've never had that happen before. All right, let's go get the tour, and then I'm gonna harvest some stuff and probably get inside. Okay, I still have stuff that is not planted. I still have, let's see what I have. I have some spilanthes that are in pots. I still have, actually I don't even know what that is. That is a black diamond watermelon, I'm pretty sure. But I've got some spilanthes, I've got some beans that never came up. I've just got I've got tomatoes that are coming up in the hibiscus. I don't know if it was, I don't really know. I don't know if it was seed that was in there or what, but these are all hibiscus that I dug up out of the yard. There's still another one that I need to dig up, and the beetles really like those. Now over here, you can tell that some of this is just dry. This was not the best option, but these were sunflowers. This is a hyssop that I got from Azure. I've got some sunflowers coming up that I did not plant. I did have a plant back here. I'm not sure if it's still alive, a corabelle. I think it might be alive, but everything else is kind of shading it, so not sure how it's gonna do. So let's walk around here. It's just like, it's like a jungle. All the tiger lilies are blooming, kind of getting to the end of that. I've got one potato in here, one plant, I think maybe two. It looks like it's gonna be, I don't know. It probably needs a little bit of water. I've got some zinnias that were coming up, so I moved them over here. I've got one that's blooming. Got this marigold is actually finally blooming. I wasn't for sure what it was gonna do. But these are my sunflowers, these big old sunflowers. The next one is like actually down in there. I've got to tie these back. These are all the crazy tomatoes. I tried trellising them on Satin's idea here. So I've got these and I've been trimming them, taking the worms off of them. I've got some purple basil that came up. So I've got that in here with it. That's actually one that's coming back out, but I actually broke off. There's so many tomatoes. Some of them are heirloom, so some of those back there are actually pink, and some of these will be yellow or orange. These are little golden nugget tomatoes, so I gotta pick some of those, and Some of these are pineapple poles. I've never planted those before. I've got some down here. I think these are Abe Lincolns, but they need to be picked as well. And these are ones that I just moved. They're kind of recuperating from being eaten on. I have to wipe like the sweat off. I've got okra coming up over here. I actually didn't know what this was until not too long ago. I thought when it was first coming up that it was more cucumbers, but it's not, it's okra. So I have 2 of okra. That one is a tomatillo, I think is what that's called. But I just noticed when I come out here a while ago that something is eating on it. I'm not really sure what's eating on it. I can't see anything on it, so I don't know about that. I don't know what that would. Now here, I came out here, I haven't cut these trellised yet either. There's like so many things to do, but these aren't trellised. And I actually picked 5 cucumbers off of this. 2 I gave to the chickens because they were just too big, and the other 2 I'm gonna take inside and slice those up. But I've just got stuff back here, like that back there is a squash. I've got another squash way back there. They're just, I didn't have anywhere else to put them. So you can tell my cardboard, it really looks like a mess back over here. Now over here, ooh, these are all volunteer tomatoes that came up. And I can see at least 1 tomato worm. It looks like I see 2 tomato worms. Probably gonna have to pull those off. Give them to the chickens at least. I don't plan on doing anything with all of these tomatoes. I was just letting them grow up in here and let them do their thing. They actually look pretty healthy for just being out here in all this. But I will pull those tomato worms off and give them to the chickens because they love the snack. So let's see what the spaghetti squash and all the squash area is doing. It's kind of going crazy. I'm not really sure that I should have put it where I put it. So this is the spaghetti squash that's coming out into the yard. My plan was to actually put something here for it to get up on. It was actually getting up on the wheelbarrow, so I had to move it. But I need to get this mowed down really close and then maybe put some cardboard out here. I've got plenty of that. I just don't want it in the grass. I've really been trying to take care of the squash bugs. So this is, I believe, a round zucchini. It's marigold. And this is yellow. These are yellow zucchinis. I'm not sure why this one is so much bigger than this one. I've had squash bugs, so I've been picking them off as much as I can. This back here is a small watermelon. These were tiny plants, and I thought, oh, just trellis them. Yeah, except now they're going out everywhere on both sides, so I'm not really sure where I'm gonna put all these runners. So these back here are black beauties. These, I think that's what they're called. These are green zucchinis, just regular zucchinis. Got some wild yarrow. And then these back here are small melons, like tiny cantaloupes, I believe. And so we'll see how these do. They're kind of taking off a little bit slow. These are pie pumpkins. These are just now coming up. There's 3 here. I've been battling squash bugs, and as you can see, I've got some eggs to get off here. So I've really got to look these over and get all this off of here. And I had 3 over there as well, but only 1 lived. That is actually an icicle radish that I let go to seed. I'm going to try to get the seed from it. And then this is red mustard, that the only reason it's here is because of the seed. So I think what I may do is go ahead and take it and pull it and hang it or something, let it dry, and then take the seeds. So this has got to come off because these watermelons are going out. Some more wild yarrow. But like I said, I didn't have anywhere else to put these, so they're all going to be in my walkway, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work for me. So any suggestions would be great. I don't have any more. I guess I could cattle panel some more, but I don't know that I have any more cattle panels. They're just lying around that's not in use. So I've really got to figure something out, because otherwise I'm going to be stepping on all these vines. Because this one here is a pink banana squash or something. I think it's a squash. But see how big the leaves are? It's gonna be pretty good size, and it's gonna vine out. This is the nasturtium over here that has gone crazy. It's like taking up over half of the bed now. I don't even know, because the other one over here is not near this big. Now, I planted corn in here just not too long ago, and it's not coming up yet. So we'll see. We've gotten rain, so it hasn't been dry. So hopefully that will come up. And then this bed is still in progress because I took out what was in here. See, this is the other nasturtium, and it looks kind of bad. And then, but these, they look wonderful. They're huge, a lot of green. There was manure in this bed, and I think that's why. So we've got some comfrey over here. It has exploded. That is like, I wish everything like grew that well, and just nothing really seems to like it too much. Got our asparagus bed. I'll be glad when I can cut this back for sure. Weeds that need to be cut. These are radishes and things that need to be picked, yeah, because there's one already going to seed. But I had a bunch of beets planted here as well, but the cats got in there. That's why this is over it, and decided to mess around in it, so no more beets. And then here is the other, more cucumbers over here that are going up this, and I need to probably check and make sure, see if I have any cucumbers in this bunch like I did the other that surprised me. And as much rain as we've gotten, this one looks kind of bad. And that one looks a little bit better. It did look really bad. This is all going to seed. You can see that the wind is like the other, in the rain just blew it to pieces. But I've got some beans on here, some cave beans a friend gave me, and then supposed to be an acorn squash on here as well, right here. So I need to check it and make sure the squash bugs aren't it, because I believe they killed the other one that I had planted there. These right here, I'll have to go around the other side. These were 2 plants. They were not very big, and now you can't even see a bird bath in there. I don't even know if you can see it. We'll have to go around the other side. The dill is going crazy. These are rutabagas down here, some of the weeds. These are all beans, which look kind of bad. I need to go ahead and pick those as well. I've got some more over there. Poor dill, it's like going nuts. I will definitely have dill in this bed again. All these seeds are up here. I need to probably just save those and pick some of this dill and harvest it and put it up for some pickles and things. These are purple, some purple beans. We'll go over here past the tomatoes. I think I showed you all that. I've got some calendula that's basically dying because they're in pots. I'm not gonna put those in pots again. I've got some more sunflowers over there beside the compost, which you can see those back there. So we saw the okra. The okra, evidently I have 2 kinds of okra, and I need to weed again. The weeds never stop growing, but you can tell like that's a pepper plant and that's a pepper plant. They're not in line, they've kind of fallen over. So I've got lots of peppers out here, different kinds of peppers. I don't know what some of these are actually called. I know they're peppers, but I don't know what the name of them are, or the tomatoes on some of them, because the labels that I had with permanent marker, the sun and rain, I guess, bleached it out, and now I have no idea. So I'm gonna have clean labels, but I'm not gonna know what all the plants are. I can tell what some of them are just because of what the fruit looks like, but some I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look at my seed packaging. Please tell me somebody else does that. See, there's a little weed coming up. The good thing is it comes out pretty easily. So lots of peppers that I started from seed, and you can tell, see, these are all like falling over. It's just like crazy. There's the other sunflower, needs a little TLC in here. I've got some more beans back there. I've got some tomatoes coming up back there that are kind of voluntary, so I need to check those as well. But I've got all these here. This was another squash. No squash bugs, so I'm not really sure what happened to that because we've gotten plenty of rain. Let's take a walk and look at the Walipini. So, I'll show you what it looked like just a few days ago whenever we got most of the water out. We pumped most of the water out of it, and was gonna let it dry out so we can eventually put it, get it what we're supposed to be doing with it. And but that didn't happen because it did go down, and then it did dry out just a tiny bit, but then it rained again. And now this is what it looks like, which is not cool because before we didn't have any trouble with mosquitoes. So before, whenever this filled up with water, we had tadpoles, and I'm assuming that they just took care of the mosquito larvae if we had any. So now I'm kind of worried that we're going to have mosquito larvae in there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and get this pumped out and decide what we want to do is the top. Lumber's so expensive right now, and we're just trying to decide. We've got some cedar posts and things, so we've just got to decide what we're going to do so we can get it kind of in the dry, and then it won't fill up with water again. Let's go around. Let's look at the flowers. I've been picking blackberries today. Those will probably go in the freezer. I freeze a lot of those, anything other than what we just eat for fresh. Just, you know, a handful here and there, but I usually freeze the rest of them. This is one of the patches, the other one's out there. This one just a couple years ago was like totally mowed down for the wedding, and it has come back again. These do really well. And the other one's out there doing really well. As you can see, there's a lot of red berries on here, so I'll be picking these in a couple of days again. So I'll just freeze those, make jam this fall. I do a lot of my canning in the fall, especially stuff that I can freeze. So tomatoes, a lot of times I will freeze those, slice them up, freeze them, and do a lot of juice in the fall. Do just canned tomatoes that I can put in, you know, soups and things like that. And then I usually make my jams. I have got this like dirt dauber bothering me. And then I do the blackberries, so I'll do that jam. And I did do the peach jam. I got about 70 pounds of peaches this year. That's the most I've ever gotten off of our trees. We've had this tree for years, and sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't. But this year it did really well. So I did get to make some jam and some spice jam, so we've got that. And that's all I'm gonna make. Then the rest of it, we just froze. And I can either make pie out of it, or we can put it in smoothies or stuff like that. But let's go look at the flowers around here. I've got compost bins going. We're gonna see how those work out this year for us. But we got some sunflowers, and I just planted all kinds of stuff this year. Here are the sunflowers. This one has actually decided to lay down on the ground, and now it's got, I don't know, they kind of do like tomatoes. It kind of reminds me of that. They'll actually have this, and then some of them have another runner like this one right here that's coming out. So it's like, that's where the sunflower comes out at. So all of those have bloomed, and you can see that it just keeps going. So this one is actually just a short one. That one's as tall as it will go, or that's as tall as that one went. And then this one here went kind of sideways and went down into my hostas. But here's the calendula. One is still alive, so there's one of the calendulas, but the other one over there I guess is, but these are not. I did really bad with these, really bad. So these are my irises, which look a little bad. I just weeded all this, cut that little rose bush down. This hosta this would be a project. I gotta split this off big time. It's just getting way too big. Now these I did trim just not too long ago, and I weeded, but the weeds are already coming back. But you can see it already has new growth coming up. I want to try to keep these smaller. They were coming out everywhere. So kind of an amateur rose pruner, if you will. As you can see, I definitely got a lot of weeding to do, but I've got garlic here. This garlic has been here for years. I pull some of it and leave the rest of it. It comes back up, produces more. Now some of these I did cut the heads off of, most of them actually, and I left a couple on here. So these supposedly will go back to seed, and these I should be able to harvest. But as you can tell, there are some more weeds in here. Got some weeds to pull. There is a zinnia that came up all on its own. And these Japanese beetles are eating this like crazy. So, marigolds. These are the sunflowers that I planted, and there was literally 2 of these, one on each side of this bird bath, and there's a little solar fountain in there. It's definitely not running now because it's so shaded. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with these 2. They're huge. And they're like, I have other plants in pots, and they're like totally shading those. I'm probably gonna have to get those out of there. Another marigold. I'm not really sure what that plant is. I think I have it in my app that I have, and the Japanese beetles are like loving plants this year. But these all need to be pulled out as well. And I think it's actually considered a weed. But when the beetles are not eating it, it's really pretty. It has like purple blooms. But another marigold, I've started all those from seed. I was really pleased with how those turned out. Another hosta that definitely needs to be split up. These are ferns. They look a little bad now. Now they looked really pretty not too long ago before it got really hot. Those I got from my grandma's house, and I actually have a fern coming up in the greenhouse. It trailed. I really don't need it in there, so I probably need to move it out of there. Okay, we're gonna go down here by the house, and then we'll call it a night, and I've got to go harvest some stuff and go in. But I wanted to show you another weed bed. I still have to weed some stuff. But down here I have a lot of my herbs. There's a maple tree down here that needs to be moved, and just some cool things. This needs to be mulched. It's not pretty at all. Like I said, it is not pretty, but this is my rosemary. It actually lived outside last year. I was really pleased. We got some cold temperatures and it did really well. This is, I'm pretty sure, is a purple. Actually, I don't really know what that is. That kind of resembles a spilanthes. I think that's purple basil. We'll have to look. I'll have to look on my app, but I think that's what that is. So I've got some weeds, but this is my lemon balm that I trimmed, and so it's coming back out. It looks much healthier. Now this is my oregano, and I think what happened is this is right here is a low spot, and all the water would run here, and I think it just got too wet and died. But luckily, I have another one out in the garden that I had split off of this, and it's still alive. I had some cilantro here that came up, and now we have coriander seed. So got chives. All the chives are in here. Some more dill back here, some spearmint, peppermint, some sage is back here. There was some lavender back there, but I don't think it made it. This is the bee balm, and hopefully I have saved the seed. I need to cut it back. It was really pretty. It's beautiful when it blooms, but it looks kind of bad now. Got some thyme here, and amongst all the weeds. Really got to know what some of this stuff looks like, because especially if you have weeds and you don't have mulch. This is the spilanthes, a toothache plant. It has these cool little blooms on it, and I've tried the leaf and it works really well. This is a patio eggplant. See, this one needs to be picked. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them yet, but they're pretty cute. This is my lavender that I got for Mother's Day. So that's some lavender, and then another patio eggplant. There's the maple tree. We've got to plant that. It just came up volunteer. This is the cold frame that still hasn't been put together, but that's okay. Some more tiger lilies. Love these coreopsis. And my echinacea plant that I bought on clearance is doing really well. So don't be afraid to buy a perennial on clearance. And I got some more spilanthes. Here you can see the cute little blooms. Now you can actually save these. You can put these, excuse my filthy hands, you can put these in vodka and make a tincture, and then make a mouth rinse. Just some more pretty little blooms. Another little hosta that probably should be moved actually. But you can tell I've really got some weeding to do. Really got some improvements to make next year. So hope you didn't mind the craziness of summer garden tour, because I have got weeds everywhere. I have not been home as much, working part-time, babysitting part-time. Excuse the mess back here. We just put in a new pool. Our other one blew out. And I've not been able to get out of here as much as what I would normally. So I've just got weeding to do. I probably picked a really bad day to do the garden tour, because we still have to mow, and I should probably do a before and after. Hopefully it's gonna look much better. But yeah, summer is here for sure. Insects are out. Stuff is growing like crazy, and but I'm enjoying it. So don't be afraid to have a messy garden, or think you have to have everything perfect, because you definitely don't have to have everything perfect. So we'll see what I get this year and see how it works. My plan is to get some drip irrigation for sure next year. I'm gonna try to get something figured out for this year, just for some of the beds. It's kind of hard to get in some of this stuff with a hose and what I have right now. So that is the next plan. I think that will help out a lot. All right, so the chickens are enjoying the cucumbers. They're getting ready to enjoy some more tomato worms. I'm getting ready to pick some stuff and go inside and take a shower, because I'm pretty sure bugs have been eating me, biting me, and I'm very itchy and my hands are filthy from blackberries. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, and enjoy your garden, no matter what size it is, no matter what it's doing. Make sure you're learning something from it.